So I'm seeing people kind of catch this over on mostly TikTok. I've seen this, but I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen these little glimpses of this. Obviously, the biggest thing for, and maybe I'll put a little spoiler warning here for Stranger Things season 5. We have actually no idea. This is more of a theory of what's going to happen. But so many people are talking about that there is going to be some type of major sacrifice, and the leading name to do it is Steve. And it could probably be more than one people, but Stranger Things season 5, is teasing so much to happen. I believe many, characters and cast members, everybody has kind of teased that it will leave you devastated this season. The big things will happen. Big sacrifice is probably what has been teased for so long because so many of the main characters have survived up until this point. They kind of have this theme every season of introducing a new character only to kill them off later on. It seems like something they want to do, but it feels like this season being the finale, the final season are going to have these key characters, these big moments happen because it's a culmination of everything. So I have so many people that there's so many leading factors I feel like that it could be, but the leading one that people seem to always go back to is that Steve will be the one to I don't know exactly, if he's gonna sacrifice himself, get killed by Vecna, whatever it may be for the greater good of the entire family, of the team. People have been saying it will be Steve. And there is one scene that I've seen a lot of people talk about that I feel like is just gaining so much credibility. I was in the camp that it became too obvious that it would be Steve, just judging from like the beginning, the arc that he went on from the beginning all the way to now, the asshole become hero, all those things. There is this romance between Steve and between Dustin. And there's this one shot in the trailer where we see Dustin hugging Steve, and people literally, this is what we love about the internet. People have broken it down. The terror on Dustin's face, how he looks, screwed up, but the terror on his face as he's hugging Steve. The grip he has on the back of Steve's, jacket. Just it's like it's a tight grip. He's squeezing the hand, the way Steve is just holding the back of his head. There is this big sacrifice, and it seems like right after this is what's going to happen is this is the moment that we realize that Steve, or maybe Dustin realizes and Steve realizes, this is the moment where Steve has to go. It could twist something that it's actually Dustin, but I more so believe that it's Steve becoming the heroic character. And, just the look of terror on his face, the acceptance it looks like from Steve, the grip, the most important thing that I'm holding on is that grip. It's this grip like that he's holding on. Don't go. It's something I'm thinking about. I'm quite interested to see what they do. And, it could be nothing, but I just feel like they've led this so long to that fact. And I also saw a really random and crazy fact that I'm seeing over on Instagram that I never actually noticed. And I don't know how many people actually have noticed this, but Steve has never directly spoken to any of these characters in Stranger Things. Joyce, Hopper, Murray, and Will. Those 4 characters he's never really come into contact with too much in the show. I find that so interesting. It could be something where they could see the person that people kind of, it's more of like a conversation I'm talking about, but like they actually see these, how highly Dustin talks about Steve, how highly all these characters talk about him. Maybe these characters can finally see what happens. I'm going to go through it a lot more because I think a lot of characters are credible to have this major sacrifice. I just see one video that was like, this is a message only for Steve. Do not sacrifice yourself. It's cool what they're doing with this. And I think it's one of the obvious ones, but it's like almost to where it's obvious, but you should still do it in some way. But let me know what you think of this down below. Who do you think is biting the dust in season 5? What are your craziest theories? Let me know all that down below.